Hey, Star Wars fans, this is John of Video Games in the World. Now, The Mandalorian is a live-action Star Wars series on Disney Plus by Jon Favreau, who directed the first two Iron Man movies of the MCU and also played as Happy Hogan in the MCU movies. The show received positive reviews, and now the Baby Yoda has become a meme and also very much loved by every fan of Star Wars. Ain't he cute? Look at that. So, with the rise of Skywalker just 13 days away, I have been trying to avoid this for days now since I saw this on Twitter weeks ago. Once again, our old friend Anita Sarkeesian is at it again. She made a series of tweets condemning the popular series The Mandalorian. And yes, I try to avoid talking about her because it's like she wants everyone to talk about her. Every time she's tweeting about a show people love, or a video game people love, or a comic, or a book, whatever. It's like she wants everyone to feed her some relevancy because she's not so relevant anymore. Now, she calls out The Mandalorian because, in her words, it perpetuates the one and only patriarchy. When she made her tweet, I could taste the salt right there. I mean, everyone did taste that salt. Now, when The Mandalorian premiered on November 12th, everyone started getting a Disney account to see the show. Once the first episode premiered, everyone loved it and started talking about it. But of course, some people only see the show to whine and complain without sitting down and being entertained. In her words, The Mandalorian perpetuates the and it has a patriarchal setting. The bartender is a man, bar patrons are men, the cab driver is a man, etc. The first female we see is a ship. What? She continued. It may introduce a few significant female characters later on. Great. And it doesn't change the fact that it perpetuates and normalizes patriarchy. We all accept patriarchy in our mass media without batting an eye. When someone calls it out, we get upset. I wonder why. Ay, Dios mío. We get it, Anita. We get it. You say everything is the patriarchy and still saying the same things you said. In 2013, when you first started your Tropes versus Women series. Then she spoke about the 3,000 replies all because she voiced her opinion, and of course, she thinks the media still normalizes the That's when she retweeted that which she said. Am I extremely tired, or is there not a single female speaking character in the first episode of #Mandalorian? I've got to have missed something, right? Anita, you do realize that there are many women in the Star Wars show and movies, right? If you ever seen the Clone Wars cartoon, then you should have seen that the one who rules the Mandalorians is a queen. A queen. Got that? Also, in every Star Wars movie I have seen, women have played bigger roles in the story. Padme led a resistance group to save her people in Episode 1. Not only she was a queen and a senator, but she was also a fighter. The leader of the Rebel Alliance was a woman, Mon Mothma. In Rogue One, Jyn Erso was the main protagonist and gave her life to give the Death Star plans to the Rebel Alliance. And finally, Leia Organa, loved by so many men since the Star Wars franchise began, is the leader of the Resistance. In the current trilogy, and the main protagonist is a woman in the current trilogy, Rey. Yeah, lots of people love Rey, but many people don't like her and call her a Mary Sue very often because she uses the Force without any training. And let me tell you something, Anita. I have no problems with Rey. Well, she's a fighter because she survived on a desert planet on her own her entire life. But a lot of people still call her a Mary Sue because of that. Look, Anita, if you don't like something, then don't watch. Besides, there are sure to be significant females later on in The Mandalorian, like you said. I agree. But just because there's not enough females doesn't mean that it's a good reason to whine, because there will be plenty of women later on. So calm down. Cógelo suave, que bolero. No es un tango ni un merengue. Dios mío. And also, Anita, no one was replying to you and calling you out because you're a woman. No one was doing that. They were just pointing out the flaws in your words. Gender has nothing to do with this, Anita. It does not. Of course, Anita considers herself the arbiter of what is acceptable and not acceptable. Honestly, people, I hope this is the last time I talk about her. So don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and support me on Patreon if you wish. This is John, host of Video Games in the World. Have a good one, and may the Force be with... wrong hand gesture. May the Force be with you.